Hello, how is everybody doing today? I am doing good. First, I want to say I'm sorry I haven't been around for like a whole week. I have been making videos. I've been working on the magical journal and I've been doing things for that. And Rob hooked up my computer so now I can edit videos. So that's what I'm going to do because a lot of me playing with that or working on that is like very tedious kind of thing, like long. So I'll like, edit some parts of the video or speed them up or whatever. So that will be posted at some point eventually when I get it done. Yeah, so this table right now is full of stuff for that journal. Along with that, I also have been making like doing some card backgrounds and things like that. I'll show you. I'll give you a sneak peek. I posted a video of me doing it, but yeah, I got some napkins going on and some ephemera. So I'll just cut that out and put a, nice piece of paper on the back, and that'll be a journaling card or a tag. So yeah, I've hauled out the napkins. Went through my napkins, and didn't that turn out nice? This is like a pieced part, actually. They're all separate. Most of these are from the Jane Davenport. She's got a collection of beautiful, beautiful napkins, or had a collection. I believe it was discontinued a while ago. Yeah, most of it's from that. And then I had another little napkin here. And then like the background napkins. So yeah, I think that's going to be a beautiful, probably like a tuck spot, I think, like a pocket. And then I'll just kind of cut it a little bit. And then I have, I did some on masterboard. So this was a masterboard. You can see all the little bits of paper through, and then it was paper towel. This beautiful paper towel, more of that beautiful paper towel. And then this was just whenever I had a little extra bit of napkin left, instead of throwing it in my napkin drawer as is, I'm just gluing it randomly to paper. So yeah, I've been working on that. I also have a little haul that I'm going to do. I'm not going to do it on Thrifty Thursday because, I mean, it's not exactly thrifty. So I went to the art store. We were downtown on the weekends. And I haven't been to our local art store for a very long time, like quite a few years. Yeah, it's horrible to say, I'm sorry, but anytime I buy something, I usually buy it at Michael's with a coupon. But I will try to go there more because, I mean, I thought they would be way more expensive than Michael's. I don't know why I thought that. I just thought because they're a small independent art store. But no, they're pretty on par with Michael's, or some things are even cheaper. So yeah, I got a couple sheets of really nice paper. And the lady who helped me was so awesome. I believe she was Ukrainian. We have quite a few Ukrainian immigrants here because of, the war. They've relocated here. Yeah, she was just super helpful. So I got a piece of handmade paper in this cool like minty color. Isn't that cool? All the little fibers and things. And then I got a piece of this Japanese tissue paper, which is very much like a mulberry paper, but it is smooth on one side. I believe it's used a lot for like the Japanese like calligraphy and things like that. So she's so, like, these were only, I think this sheet was like $4 and the sheet was $8, but she still so beautifully wrapped it for me as I was doing the rest of my shopping. I'm like, oh, you're so nice. So yeah, I went in and I was like, okay, I'm a paper artist, and they carry mostly paint and like painting and drawing supplies. That's what they mostly carry. They have a pretty extensive good line of paints and markers and everything. So yeah, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna treat myself today. We were downtown, we went to the farmer's market, we were just out and about, having fun. And Rob asked me if I wanted to go to Value Village, and I was like, no, you know what, we're at this end of town, let's go to the art store. So what I would have spent at Value Village, I spent at the art store. So I got, well, let's start with this. This is like actual Japanese rice glue. So yeah, they didn't have much. Well, they did have a bit for bookbinding, actually, because that's what I said. I'm a paper artist. I said I make books, journals. So bookbinding or any kind of interesting paper, I said that's mostly what I'm interested in. So yeah, she showed me those paper. The papers were in like a wooden map cabinet. It was so beautiful. Yeah, and then she showed me they had like a small section. They had, if you wanted to get started on bookbinding, they definitely had enough things to do it. Like they had, like one kind of thread, and they had a pokey tool, and they had like, so everything I already had kind of thing. But they did have these. This is traditional Japanese rice glue. And I know the Japanese have used this for thousands of years for like everything. And so it was like $4. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to gonna give that a try. We'll see, because I know if I've never worked with rice glue, which is like rice flour and water, I assume. But I have done like, I've done paper mache or papier mache and use like the flour and water paste, and that gets hard. So it sticks good. So yeah, I don't know exactly what I'll use this for, but I'm definitely going to play around with it. I mean, for $4, right? And it's like the cutest little tube. Once it's empty, I'm going to put this, or even if I decide I'm not going to use it, I'm just going to put this on my pink shelf once I get my pink shelf set up. And then I got a micron, size 12. I've never seen a micron this big. Look how big that tip is. So I thought that was really cool. So I got that. Oh, and they had open stock Poscas. Okay, so ever since like, it's been like a year and a half ago, I think, that my friend Danica got me my first set of Poscas. I still only have the one. They're metallics, so I've been pining after Poscas, right? And I'm like, yeah, like I'd really like to have the white and black, especially. Or white anyway. I have lots of black markers. So they have them open stock. I don't know if Michael's has them open stock or not, but I've never noticed them open stock there. So yeah, I grabbed one of these open stock Poscas, and they have like all the different sizes too. So that's really cool. They were like, I think it was like $5 and change. So I kind of refrained from buying all the nice, pretty pastel-y ones I wanted to. I'm like, I'm not, spending that much money, but someday it's on my definitely want list. And then I got a few Le Pens. These were under $3 each. They're just a fine liner pen, and they're not waterproof or anything, so I won't be using them when I write postcards or anything, but I can use them on art. And I just love these colors. I love these three colors together. Magenta, turquoise, and mustard yellow. Isn't that beautiful? Love them. I just had those in a jar. Oh, and I picked up this cool Liquitex little tips, techniques, and projects card, collaging with mediums. So it's got a list of, what product they recommend for different types of mediums, and there's tips and techniques. So, and it's from Liquitex. So I thought that was cool. I was like, you know what? That's a handy little reference. I'll definitely reference that from time to time. And then I got Moonlight, a package of Moonlight Neon Jelly Rolls. I gotta tell you, I've been using gel pens for many, many years, and they're one thing that you absolutely need to go brand name on. From Sakura Jelly Roll, definitely the best gel pens. They write so smoothly and so beautifully, and like so beautifully. And these ones are the Moonlight ones, so they also write on dark paper, dark paper. If I had a bit of black paper around here somewhere, I'd show you. Oh wait, right here. I was using some masterboards. Yeah, and they pop really well. They're just so milky and like creamy and smooth. They just flow so smoothly. I remember when, quite a few years ago, when Costco started carrying like the sets, the big cases of gel pens and stuff, and I bought one, and what a disappointment. Those things were absolutely horrible. Like they'd skip and they'd clog, and no, Jelly Roll is definitely worth it. And I mean, it was only $11.25 for this pack of 5, so that is phenomenal. I believe Michael's charges a lot more than that for them. So yeah, that's that little bit of a haul. So what I'm gonna do today is I got my eggnog latte that my wonderful husband made me. I'm gonna do a bit of glue booking. I haven't glue booked in like over a week, so I've been itching to glue book. Let's see if I can get this stuff out along with all the other stuff I have on this table. I should have definitely a smaller container for this. Like I said, when I get moved, I'm definitely I'm rearranging this stuff. I was thinking what I'll do is in the basement, that's where my craft room's going to be, but upstairs maybe I'll do like a small desk or something where I can do some glue booking, just this random glue booking maybe, just kind of keep a station there, because then that way I can look out the window at the ocean. So speaking of the house, everything's good so far. Our mortgage is finalized and approved and all that, so we're no longer debt free. That was a short, wonderful, period of being completely debt free. So now we have a mortgage again. So hang on, I'm gonna put these over here. Oh, excuse me. My throat this morning. Yeah, so we are no longer debt free. I don't know if I showed you guys these the last time. I think I did some of these after I turned the video off. I feel like I did a few on video and then I just kind of kept going. I love this, the colors of that. Me and my color. I love that. That pig fit perfectly in that outfit. I love this one too. Just something about like the subtle colors. Yeah, so what was I talking about? House. Yeah, house. So we got that. We got the mortgage. We got the insurance. Everything's good. We had the home inspection yesterday, and what the inspector let us do, normally they just go and do it, and then they send you their like 48-page report. That's what it ended up being, was 48 pages. So this guy's very thorough. So yeah, we had that yesterday, and we went and talked to him, which is good because Rob is like very knowledgeable about, technical things and stuff. So he was able to talk to the home inspector on his level kind of thing. And while me and the agent, our realtor we're kind of like, okay, whatever that means for some of it. Like they were talking about the power box and things like that. And I'm like, okay, I know what fuses and breakers are, but that's about the extent of my my power box knowledge. So yeah, anyway, I don't think I want to cut her up. Like, I love that part of her hair. Yeah, I had a few of these that were really big that I was going to put aside and do a bigger glue book. I think that's just gorgeous. Yeah, that's right. That's why I had these on top, because I'm going to put those aside. So yeah, anyway, the inspection turned out really good. There was no surprises. The only surprise, well, yeah, the only surprise would have been probably the chimney. The chimney, like the mortar was starting to deteriorate in some places. So you just got to get up there and patch the mortar. But honestly, it's not a huge deal because the chimney's not used. The chimney's completely blocked off from the inside of the house. There's no chimney left inside the house. So, yeah. And then I guess there's no cap on the chimney, which is weird because normally when they do like a blocking off of a chimney, like, like they take out the fireplace or wood stove or whatever was there, they'll cap the chimney, but they didn't, which is weird. So Rob's going to get up there at some point and just do that, slap some mortar on and stick a cap on it. And then the roof is fairly new. The roof is shingles. We wanted either a new shingle roof. Ideally, we wanted a metal roof. But if we couldn't get a metal roof, we said, okay, well, we'll take a shingle roof as long as it's fairly new, or if it needs to be replaced, reflect that in the price, right? So it is new. It was done 5 years ago, so it's in great shape. So what we're going to do is give it another, 10 years or whatever, and then when we redo the roof, put a metal roof on it when it needs to be redone, we'll just take the top of the chimney off and, yeah, just at the roof. I don't know if we'll take the whole chimney off. We might leave it going down the side of the house. Well, I guess probably not, because then it'll just deteriorate, right? Or something else to keep up. So yeah, that's like it. That's pretty well it. Yeah, it's funny. Okay, so the inspector, he was like, wow, he's like, this house is in like great shape. He's like, and like the view, and like he kept going on about the view, right? I don't think I've showed you guys the view yet. You wait and see. And he's like, yeah, these don't come up for sale often, blah, blah, blah. And I leaned over to the realtor and I'm like, you know what? It's a really good sign when the home inspector is jealous of your house. He totally had the envy going on. And my realtor kept talking about, she was like, do you drink coffee? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, can you imagine having coffee every day on your front deck? I'm like, that's what I've been saying. I'm like, every time, like everyone I talk to, and I'm like, okay, you're going to need to come over for coffee on the front deck. Yep. So it's all going really well. And our close date is very soon. Oh, and I think I told you about the garage or shed. Oh, here's another wide one. Just love the colors in that, like the subtle, I don't know, it's kind of like old worldy kind of thing. Very cool. The pattern and the color. Yeah, the shed's got some issues. It was kind of collapsing one side of it, one wall, and inside there's a big patch of the concrete floor missing. So it's old and definitely wasn't kept up like the house. Isn't that so cool? I think that's from a Somerset studio, maybe? Or no, that's from Uppercase magazine. I just got that recently. So, yeah, the inspector gave us some advice on that kind of thing. He said, yeah, there's a little bit of rot in the walls on the bottom, like the wooden stuff. So that's kind of like, it's kind of, you know, messed up the wall or whatever. The wall started to slouch kind of thing. But he said everything else looks good. Like the framing and everything is good in it. So if we just prop it up, you know, it should be perfectly fine for years. So, and I asked him about, I know Rob had talked about doing the pouring a new concrete floor, and he's like, oh, I wouldn't even bother, blah, blah, blah. You're just going to store your, you know, store your snowblower and stuff in here. But I think ideally we'd like to have it kind of as a workshop. We're going to have a makerspace in the basement, but of course we don't want woodworking things in there. And I know one of the, like, I definitely want, like, I want a table saw. I want probably a bandsaw. I know Rob wants a lathe, big time. So, yeah, I think we're going to pour a new floor in there, which I don't know what pouring a concrete floor costs, but I don't think it's too bad. And worst case, we can rent like this, like, okay, you know, the back part of a cement truck, the barrel thing that rolls, you can rent the little ones, like just like that, cement mixers, that's the word I'm looking for, on these stands. And yeah, it'll mix cement for you, so you can rent them from Home Depot. So I think we might do that. We're gonna wait, and once the house closes, Rob and my dad are gonna go up and kind of talk about it and figure out a plan to fix the garage. I didn't realize that the garage, I didn't realize it was as big as it is. I thought it was like super small, but it's almost the size of the garage that we had, minus like the back part kind of thing. We had like an extra part in the back, but yeah, it's it's nice and big. We could park the car in there if we wanted, but I think we're going to use it as a workshop and, well, as storage for all of our gardening stuff and stuff, because I'd hate to have the movers move our stuff and we don't have that garage ready, because we got a bunch of boxes and stuff and gardening tools and stuff that need to go in that box, or in the box, in the shed. I'd hate to not have that shed ready. Yeah. So hopefully Rob and Dad will be able to get that fixed up, and then we'll get the moving guys to bring our stuff. We're probably going to have to, I'm not sure how we're going to work that, because our storage unit is a bit bigger than U-Haul's biggest truck. So they're going to have to make a couple trips. These guys are great. I've heard nothing but good things for the past couple of years. I've been following their business, and they just seem like a couple of really nice guys, and they're, you know, they started this moving business to support their families, and yeah, they seem really, really great. I've heard nothing but amazing things about them. So, yeah, I'm going to, I'm going to give them a call, and they've got great prices too. Going to give them a call, and no, I don't like that. I want something kind of pink. Give them a call and see. Yeah, I don't know if I'll get them to make 2 trips from our storage unit, which is way back in town, to our house. It's like a 45 minute drive. So the thing is, they rent U-Hauls. They don't have their own truck. So, yet anyway, I'm sure they'll get there. So they rent a U-Haul, and when we had the U-Haul, we had rented the U-Haul to move to the storage unit. Yeah, the thing about it, I mean, it's not bad to rent it. It was like, I don't know, I don't even know how much it was, like maybe $150, maybe, if that. But then they charge 89 cents a kilometer. So that's a nope. That is definitely a nope from us. So we might, I think that's a little too much, isn't it? We might get them to maybe move 1 load, and then whatever is left, we might get, my dad can get like a small truck, like, it's a bread truck is actually what it is. It's from his friend owns a bakery. So he can get like he calls it a cube van, but it's not really a van. It is a small truck, just like a small U-Haul truck kind of thing. So yeah, we might get that, because I believe that's what we're getting to move the things from the cottage here to the to our house. Okay, that might work. But we are definitely going to be taking some loads in the car. Oh, one other thing that we hadn't noticed before, it's unfortunate. The kitchen sink has a crack in it. It's I thought it was a metal sink, like a textured kind of aluminum or whatever, cast iron. It's like a blackish color, or I guess it's black. Yeah, but it turns out it's like a plastic, like probably like a, you know, resin or whatever type thing. Anyway, it's got a crack in it, and they did put epoxy on the underside of it so it doesn't leak. The home inspector checked it. It doesn't leak, but that could end up being a problem. So I think we might have to replace the sink probably from the get-go. Oh, and the fridge. I think I told you guys about the fridge. The fridge, the digital panel apparently doesn't work on it. So Rob's looking into that right now. He said worst case he has to replace like the board on it, whatever, the circuit board thing or whatever. But he knows how to do that. So he knows how to, yeah. He had a job before, like doing like electronic circuit board kind of things or whatever, making them. So he's aware on how to do that, and like solder and all that. So that's cool. We don't know if the ice and water work in it, because they didn't have it hooked up. So fingers crossed for that, because that's, you know, important to me. I need my ice water. It doesn't quite work, does it? But yeah, other than that, we're waiting. The only thing we're waiting on right now is the water test results to come back. We got the home inspector also test the well water to make sure it's good. We're kind of paranoid because here it's all, you know, at the cottage it's all wonky, so we're like, oh God. But I mean, even if, you know, it comes back that the water's horrible and we have to put a water filtration system on it or something, and like on the house, if that's the worst thing we have to do, then that's fine. I mean, you know, we've put some cash aside to deal with anything like that, or buy some new furniture or whatever. So yeah, if that's the worst thing, then that's awesome. We are almost signed and sealed and delivered. The realtor was saying yesterday, yeah, she kind of couldn't believe it, because the first time we went in to meet her, and she's like, okay, I did some looking around, and this property is definitely really promising for you guys. And she shows it to us, and I'm like, I've had that property on my favorites for forever. Yeah, and I'm like, that's my favorite one that's on my favorites list. And she's like, oh my God. I'm like, I know. Yep. So, oh, and then my bestie Shar, she goes very, very often to they're called the Bucktush Dunes. It's 12 kilometers of sand dunes. I think I told you guys about this. And you can see the end of it actually from the house. You can see like the lighthouse on the end. It's not too far offshore. But yeah, to go to it, you got to go like up further past our house or whatever. Anyway, so she goes there like, I swear, every weekend in the summer. So I said, okay, well, you now are instructed when you're on your way back, you have to stop at the house. And, you know, even if it's just for a pee break or whatever, and she's got 2 little girls. So I'm like, you know, the girls can, you know, pee or whatever they got to do. I said, you know, very least you got to come by for that. So they went to the dunes the other day, this weekend. Like, she's going already, and the dunes are still full of snow, I'm sure. But yeah, she loves the dunes that much. Like, they have like boardwalks down all through it. They used to have boardwalks for the full 12 kilometers, but a couple of hurricanes ruined them, kind of thing, unfortunately. But they still have some. Oh, guys, that looks okay. I think I like that. So she said on the way back, she put the address into like her Google or whatever, and so she went by the house and she said it's amazing and her girls approve, so that's good. Chloe and Callie, thank you. They approve of the view. I thought that was funny. So hopefully they'll be coming by. And I told her, I'm like, you guys want to come by anytime. I said, I'll definitely put like an art box together for the girls. You want to come by, we can sit on the front deck and the girls can do some crafties or whatever. I am down for that. That is awesome. Okay, I kind of like that, but I kind of wanted some pink. Okay, that I can do. That works. Don't know what I took this out for. What I need are some of the little background bits I had. Okay, wait, but I got this, yes. Don't know if I like that there. Okay, hang on though. I am gonna glue down this. I do love that. Oh, something else I got too. I need to tell you guys. Okay, so for a long time, I have been using glue sticks pretty well for everything, or tacky glue, Aline's tacky glue, which is great. Aline's tacky glue is great. I have never tried Fabri-Tac or art glitter glue because it's super expensive, and I don't know. I'm a thrifty person, and I can't validate paying, you know, $25 for a bottle of glue. But I decided with this journal, I do need something kind of strong. So I was using tacky glue and stuff on the cover, but I'm like, you know what? I've got a Michael's coupon. I've got nothing else I need to get. I'm going to go and get this. So I went to Michael's and they had Fabri-Tac. This is Beacon. They make Fabri-Tac. So they had Fabri-Tac and then they had this 3-in-1. So I looked and looked and they had the same like words and things: crystal clear, instant grab, fast dry glue. So if anybody knows, I Googled it and couldn't find it. If anybody knows the difference between the 3-in-1 and the Fabri-Tac, like I said, they're both made by Beacon. Let me know. This ended up being like $21 and the Fabri-Tac was $24, I think, or like $24.99. This was $21.99. So I'm like, you know what? Or no, I think Fabri-Tac was like $26.99 maybe. So I was like, you know what? $5 less. I'm going to try this one. So thankfully I had a coupon. So this still ended up being, you know, like what did I end up paying for this? Like a 14 or 10 or whatever dollar bottle of glue. And then I also got this one, which was like literally $3. So I'm like, really? So I've been skeptical. I got to tell you guys, I am eating my words because this glue is amazing. It is amazing. Just a little bit and it grabs so fast. Like I don't have to, you know, clip it or sit there for, you know, 20 minutes holding something for it to stick. And as you can see, if you can see, I've already used like a good, I don't know, let's see, a good 1/2 inch there from the bottle. So I don't think it's gonna last very long if I'm making journals, which I'm doing when I move. Once I have everything set up and access to my whole stash, I'm gonna really amp up my journal making, journal making. But this is amazing. And I thought it would stink because, yeah, it's got acetone in it. It's like super like danger, extremely flammable, and liquid and vapor may ignite. So yeah, this isn't something to be played around with, definitely. Definitely don't want to use it for kids. But yeah, I don't find it too stinky actually. Like I thought, oh God, I'm gonna have to use like, you know, ventilation and stuff, but this is a big enough room that it just kind of dissipates. It's not, and don't do what I do. Definitely use this under ventilation. But I don't find it smells really bad. Like, the E6000, I couldn't stand the smell of that stuff. Whew, that was strong. But yeah, I find this is very, very mild. So yeah, that's, I wanted to tell you guys, totally eat my words. I understand now. So I've got an Elmer's glue stick with a little bit left in it. So what I'm going to do, yeah, is just use my Elmer's for glue booking because, you know, it's just glue books. So I'll use it for things like that. But then pretty well anything journal. I'm using the Fabri-Tac, seriously. Well, if I'm taking, say, like a journal card and, you know, gluing a piece of paper on the back for writing or something, like a lightweight paper, then I'll probably still use that glue stick, but I'll use it for what I can, because I mean, glue sticks are, you know what though? Given the capacity of a glue stick, I bet you if I did the math, I bet you glue sticks would be just as expensive as the Fabri-Tac. Okay, that works. Let me tear that off. So yeah, I've been, like I said, I mean, I haven't had any sewing for like the past week. I went and dropped off an order on, I believe it was Friday. And they didn't have anything new for me, so I'll be going in town this week though. I've got to go to the vet and get some more of Artie's medication. Oh, I was gonna switch vets because there's a vet only 10 minutes from our new house. So they wanted me to bring Artie, and Artie's on high blood pressure meds. It's so funny because him and I both. So I called for a refill on his blood pressure meds, and she's like, okay, well, we like to check him like, you know, once a year or whatever, however long it's been, for blood pressure. And she's like, so do you want to make an appointment to bring him in? And I'm like, ooh, I'm planning on switching vets. I'm like, can you still give me the pills without the test, you know? I'm like, because I'll take him to the other vet or whatever. And she's like, oh yeah, that's no problem, whatever. So I went to the other vet yesterday when we were done the house inspection. We just went up to the vet to check them out. Yeah, they're not taking new patients. Apparently the vet situation locally is just as bad as the actual doctor situation, like people doctor situation locally for years. If you move to the province, or I think it's like that, like quite a few places across Canada. I don't know if it's every province, but I know definitely New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, you get put on a waiting list, and you can be on that waiting list for a couple years for a doctor. I mean, thankfully there's still clinics and things you can go to, but yeah, it's pretty dire. So anyway, this vet is not taking new patients, and she's like, if you have a vet, she's like, definitely keep the vet because we're low on vets in the province. And I'm like, oh, and I've been with our current vet for like over 20 years before I had the cats, like yeah, for like 25 years. So I guess I'll be keeping our vet, but I mean, it's like gonna be like a 40-minute drive from the house. So I mean, take Artie on a 40-minute drive to go have his blood pressure taken, it's gonna be high. It's gonna be really high. So I'm not sure what to do about that, but we'll figure something out. And I think what we're gonna do is, last time I was there, his doctor gave me a pamphlet for this medication for arthritis. And I mean, both cats definitely, he's got arthritis, and I mean, without even being checked, I can tell you Luna's got arthritis too, definitely. Her poor little leggy. Sometimes she limps. So I think we're going to get them. I've been giving them gabapentin, which is an anti-inflammatory. So I've been giving them that. I try to give it to them daily, but I don't always remember because I'm a horrible person. I'm a horrible mother. So yeah, I've been giving them that, but I think I might get them the injection. So it's an injection, you get it once a month. So I think they'll like that. I think it'll be better, but then I got to drive them 40 minutes in one direction to get it. So that's kind of heartbreaking. Or piche, as you say in French. That's super piche. They're gonna be howling all the way there. Okay, I love this. The colors, just the colors. Love those colors. Yeah. So yeah, I've been super busy, so I didn't even, plus I'm not feeling that great lately. My sleep is all like messed up. All I want to do is sleep. And my body's just weird like that. Like if I get, I don't know, if I get overtired or like if I miss sleep, if I only get like, you know, 5 or 6 hours of sleep every night for a while, then my body's like, okay, we need to sleep like, you know, 18 friggin' hours or whatever, right? So I don't know. I'm just like super tired lately. I just want to sleep. So that's been kind of messing things up. I did want to really do at the very least a Thursday Thrifty Canucks video last week because I got a bunch of stuff that I had hauled, but yep, I didn't get that done. So that's still a pile. And I think tomorrow I'm going to go to Value Village because I didn't go on the weekend. So I've been kind of jonesing to go. And then I got a coupon in the mail. So I didn't go. One of the big reasons I didn't go on the weekend when Rob was like, hey, you want to go to Value Village? He's the best husband ever, right? I didn't have my coupon with me. Like I always keep my coupons in my purse and I didn't have my purse. So I hate carrying a purse. It's such a pain. I'm not like a girly girl at all. I was kind of giggling at our realtor yesterday because she came out for the inspection walk around in like these crazy high heels. And I'm like, girl, you ain't going across the lawn in that. And she did. She owned those. I'm like, okay, I wouldn't even be able to stand up in those. I'm like, I'd totally fall. But then I did tell her about this one pair of heels I have. I've never been a shoe person. I've never been a girly girl. I've never been a shoe person. But there's this one pair of shoes I saw quite a few years ago now. And I'm like, these shoes are the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And I totally bought them. And they're heels, but they're only like that. Like I can do a small heel. I can never do like a small, you know, more chunky heel. I can do that, no problem. But yeah, stilettos, no, I'd fall. I'd fall, definitely. Yeah, I got these shoes and they're like, I don't know, they just remind me, or they make me think of like a beautiful pastry or something, like a beautiful cake, beautifully decorated cake or something. So yeah, I have these shoes and at one point I had them like on a shelf in my craft room so I could see them all the time. But yeah, I told her about those. I'm like, these shoes just they're amazing. And she's like, yeah, I'm a shoe girl. So she's got all kinds of shoes she feels that way about. I wonder if I could maybe use this. So I've got, let's see, the magical journal. I've got to do some mermaid things because I kind of went through everything and all along I'm like, oh man, I got mermaid and unicorn stuff, but I don't really have fairies. So I've been kind of doing some fairy stuff. I'm going to do some, making some fairies. Possum Patty posted this cool video. I believe she got the idea for someone else who got it from someone else, but then she kind of adapted it to her own kind of thing. And she just, she kind of does them like I've been doing with the napkin thing. She tears out napkin shapes to make like the shape of a, you know, a dress and shape of wings kind of thing. And then she kind of draws her little faces on and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to try that. But going through my stuff, I realized I don't have much mermaid stuff either. I was like, why don't I? And it's because I have a mermaid 2-page spread in my scavenger hunt glue book. So that's where most of my mermaid ephemera has gone. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but I mean, it should be fine. It'll be a little unicorn heavy maybe, but it should be fine. and I'm not going to be done this in the next couple weeks, so I'm going to wait and wait to finish the journal once I have my craft room, you know, hopefully unpacked and set up. Hopefully that won't take me too long. And then that way I can go through like my other ephemera better, my, you know, my actual ephemera stash. So maybe I can find some more things. What do you think? Maybe I'll cut this off too. I am so stoked to have the craft room back. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky that I can have a bigger craft room. And the bedroom I chose in the basement is, it's got 2 big closets. And Rob noticed yesterday that all the closets in the house, they have lights in them, which is, you know, pretty standard, but they all also have outlets in them. He's like, why would you have outlets in every closet? I'm like, I don't know. Vanities? I don't know. Anyway, they're big closets. So yeah, I'm putting my whole embroidery machine in a closet in the craft room, because then that way I can close the door. I think I told you guys this. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. When I've got the machine going, doing like patch orders or whatever, I can like I can still monitor it because it'll be right there, but I can close the door. So ooh, that ripped. So yeah, I can still like do videos and things, and it should be fine with the door closed. It shouldn't be too much of a racket. Oh, and okay, one thing I was thinking, I was like, oh, I'll be farther away from Nadine's Touch, the antique store across the street, literally like at the end of the road here at the cottage. But get this, there's an antique store like nearby the house too. It's like a few houses down. It's like, I think it's like a minute away or something. Oh no, darn. So I still haven't stopped at that one yet, but I'm definitely going to. And there's quite a few like in this area. This is a very touristy area in the summer because it's along the shore. Like our province promotes like scenic drives, like tourism. Our province is definitely big on tourism. So yeah, what they have is they made actual like road signs, like street signs, metal street signs, and they have different routes you can follow. There's like the lighthouse route. And so it's like, you know, a sign, and I think it's blue and it's got a little lighthouse icon on it. So you follow that and yeah, you get all the scenic whatever. So we actually we're going to live on the starfish route. So it's all up along the coast, all scenic. So, I mean, there's lots of touristy things going on. Like, for example, the house we're moving into, the previous owners had a business in it. They had a food truck. So they'd park it like down on the front lawn or whatever and sell food for people coming, you know, to and from the Bucktush Dunes and all the beaches and everything. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I've always loved like our tourist routes, because in the summer, like there's one, like we have a national park, Fundy National Park, and it's on the Bay of Fundy, highest tides in the world, blah, blah, blah. But it's, yeah, they always have like little quilt shops and things. But what they started doing quite a few years ago now is they have the Fundy Studio Tour. So when you take that route down along the coast to Fundy Park or whatever, national park, beautiful, by the way, there's all kinds of, yeah, like you can get like a map and it tells you all the different studios. So there's like quilting studios, glass blowing studios, blah, blah, blah. And then in Hillsborough, little town that we had kind of looked at moving to, we like Hillsborough. It's a nice little quaint town. They even have these little like sheds that you can rent, and artists rent them for the summer, and they're like right along the road kind of thing. So it's totally cute, just these little seasonal shops. So I've always loved stuff like that. And even like all the little, you know, local cafes and stuff like carry a lot of like handmade products. Like in Hillsborough, there's a cafe called Cinnamon Soul Cafe, and like food is awesome. Food is awesome there. But also, oh, this might look good. But also, oh, that looks really good. They carry like handmade pottery and handmade yarn. So all kinds of things like that. Just beautiful. Oh, and there's actually in Baktush, like our house is almost in Baktush. It's very close to Baktush. So in Baktush there's a cafe. It's like a cafe slash like cultural center kind of thing. So I think it's maybe I've seen these in small towns, and the Moncton's got one too. It's like an artist cafe kind of thing. So like you can go in, it's a cafe. They probably, I believe, have like classes there sometimes. Like you can go and learn things. But I think they probably sell, it's almost like a gallery too. They sell a lot of like handmade things. So it's, yeah, like a retail store slash, you know, they feature artists and things. I mean, even Nadine's Touch, the antique store across the street, she sells her artwork there too. She does watercolors and frames them, like cute, whimsical watercolors. This weekend, I was hoping to get, she posted a bee, a giant bee, like a fluffy bumblebee. And I was like, ooh, I want that. But then when we were going to leave for the market, I checked on her site and it had sold. They sell really fast because she doesn't sell them for enough money. They're hand-done watercolors, and she sells them for like $30 each Canadian. That's crazy low. So yeah, I didn't get that, but I'm keeping an eye out. Hopefully she'll make another bee. Oh wait, I suppose I want to put some sort of thing on here. Something. These are all the heads and bodies. Oh, knock over my Fabri-Tac. Oh, with the spring we have been finding ants here. We're very lucky because there were mice before we moved in, so Dad put traps down, and then we put traps down when we just before we moved in here. Doesn't that look great there? And he caught some, and then just before we moved in, I put a trap down, caught 2, and then there's been none, absolutely none. So I think maybe it's because we have cats. I've always heard that mice will know, you know. So the mice never moved back in. We still have some traps, so we know, yeah. But yeah, now that things are thawing, we're getting ants, but it's not like little ants that travel all together kind of thing. It's like single black ants. They're not like the huge black ants, like the flying ants kind of thing, but they're pretty big. If you watched my Twinkling H2O video, oh no, I don't think you saw it. There was an ant on the table and I killed it, but yeah. Anyway, so we've got ant traps kind of everywhere. But yeah, we're finding them on the kitchen counters. We're pretty good, I believe, at having, I believe we've got most of our food that they'd be interested in, like sealed up well. We're kind of in disagreement about that. I have to Google it because Rob's like, oh, we got like the oil and stuff out. I'm like, I don't think they want any of that. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're only interested in sugary things, but I don't think they're like, and he was talking about like some meat or something. I don't know anyway. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're not meat eaters, but okay. I'll have to do a little research on that because I don't know. But we're only here for a couple more weeks. Well, we're here for longer than that, I guess, because that's when we close, but we got to go in and paint and things. I am having a tough time picking colors for the house. It's funny because, I mean, I used to be an actual interior decorator, right? Like I have a diploma in it, and I can pick colors for other people, no problem. I can walk into a house and be like, oh yeah, okay, boom, 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 no problem. Colors for my own house though? Nope. I had to, and Deb, if you're watching this, not Debbie V, but the other Deb, the local Deb that I have known for years, when she, when we bought our first house, I had to get her to come in to like help me with colors because I'm like, I don't know. And we had gone to interior decorating school together, the two of us. So wait, what about living? Okay, I don't like that. I was gonna say maybe like living made easy or something. I just like random. It's like a random poetry kind of thing. Like when you go and you take a book page and you pick random words. I really like that maid on there. It looks like the color's so cool. So yeah, colors. Well, I've got a bunch of colors, and like I made a Pinterest board with all kinds of color palettes and things. It's funny because normally I go for more like timeless classic kind of thing, like colors that I know I won't get bored of. Not necessarily timeless and classic, because I had a room that was, you know, lime green or neon green. But yeah, I'm kind of feeling some trendy colors right now, like the jewel tones, like especially like dark green. I've never been a fan of dark green. I think it's because in the 90s the whole hunter green and burgundy thing was just, it was just too much. It just overwhelmed me. It was like, no, it was just everywhere. But yeah, I'm really feeling like the dark green, and like especially with like super trendy like other colors like peach or coral or something. Like, yeah, so I'm like, okay, I kind of want to do these colors, but pretty sure in 2 years I'll be sick of them. But I mean, it's not hard to switch things up, and you know, I'm a creator, so it's not like I have to go buy new pillows and everything for, you know, for the furniture and things. I can, you know, just make new pillow covers, so it's not a huge deal. It's not going to cost me like a huge amount if I want to switch it up in a couple years. So yeah, now the one I'm having the most trouble with though is the craft room. I don't know what I want to paint the craft room. I know that I have to be conscious of YouTube, because filming, I got it sometimes, certain times a day, like especially if it was sunny in the craft room, I'd get like the neon green glare on things if I was filming. So I got to be conscious of that. I can't make it like, you know, something super, like if I paint it like this kind of pink kind of thing and then film like it can, yeah. Ooh, smitten. Okay, I kind of like this. This is from a book, I believe it was called Smitten Kitten, or it was all like kitten pictures. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna go back and look at my old, before we bought a house, my old things that I saved, ideas on Pinterest. It's funny because I'm so horrible like that. Like I don't often go back and look at the pins I've made. It's like, okay, well, I like those, so maybe go back and look at those before you know. The only exception to that really is my, I have a board called Things I've Made. So I'll go back to that, and it's recipes. It's almost exclusively recipes. So I'll go back to that, and you know, to get the recipe that I'm making or whatever. Oh, and speaking of social media, I mean, I guess I could link my Pinterest or whatever, put my Pinterest link. I mean, if you guys want to follow me on Pinterest, I don't post my own stuff really. Like I did once upon a time, posted a few things I made years ago, but yeah, I don't really post to Pinterest. I just kind of, you know, I save other pins. But I am going to update my YouTube information with I'm going to add my Instagram account, because I'm going to try to post more to Instagram, and things like when I'm not making a video of something, or like say this stuff when I am these pages in the back when I you know, I made a video of a couple of them, but then I kept going. Then I'll just probably post those to Pinterest, to Instagram. Yes, because I've always used Instagram, not like excessively, but I mean, I've definitely posted pictures. I post pictures mostly of food and cats. Food and my cats. Yeah. So yeah, I think I will yeah, try to use the Instagram a little more. I can share things like that I'm not necessarily making a video of. I did have a long time ago, I did have a Facebook page. Facebook is not my preferred method of, you know, I mean, maybe I should do it, like to, you know, reach out to people and things. I know it works well for a lot of YouTube creators, but yeah, I had a Jennifer Dirtle artist, it was called, Facebook page, but it just kind of really confused all my friends. They'd be like messaging me on there and stuff. I'm like, yeah, this is just like a you know, like a business kind of page, right? Yeah. Smitten. Ooh, color smitten. I'm definitely color smitten. Look at that. Color is spelled the American way, but that's okay. We'll forgive you guys for that one. I saw a thing the other day. It was like not a meme, I guess, but a conversation between two people. And yeah, one guy, he spelled something, he wrote something, and it was like, you know, the Canadian, the English way or whatever with a U, because a lot of our stuff is COLOUR. We spell like the traditional English way. And an American was like, oh, you spelled this wrong. And the Canadian was like, oh no, he's like, it's because, you know, in Canada we use the proper English spelling, blah, blah, blah. But sorry, I understand that how you could get confused. And then like someone else comments like, that was the nicest way somebody has ever told somebody to, you know, to bugger off. Kind of funny. I mean, I've seen that before, yeah. I've definitely seen people, you know, correcting people for using the U. It's like, calm down. England invented the language. You know, they're right. And of course, Canada, I mean, we use the English, capital E spelling on things because we're still technically part of the British Empire. We have the Queen on our money. Apparently, we're not in any rush to replace the Queen with the King. I don't understand royal fever. Like, even in Canada, like, some people are just, like, crazy over the royals. And it's like, okay, do you know what? Like, monarchies are absolutely crazy outdated. Like, why should these people have rule over a country just because of, you know, the family they were born into? It's ridiculous. But, I mean, they're both in England and here, they're pretty well just figureheads now. Like, they don't have like the power that they used to, because, you know, thankfully England now has, you know, government, like elected government and things. But yeah, why are these people even, you know, like supported by the public? Like, money goes to them. Like, it's so outdated. And there was one Canadian politician, a few years ago, he said, like, why are we still supporting the monarchy? Like, especially in Canada, I mean, you know, and like people lost their minds. I'm just like, why? These people don't deserve our respect. They were just born into a family. And I mean, they're all, you know, corrupt and they're all like, you know, adulterers. And like, why? They don't deserve our respect. I mean, now the Queen, yeah, she did do some things, like, you know, she fought in the war or whatever and blah, blah, blah. Like, she definitely did seem to care about people. But I mean, like the general, you know, the population or whatever. But I mean, she wasn't necessarily, you know, really nice to her whole family or whatever. But yeah, just like the scandals and all that. Like, I don't understand. I do not understand it. When we went to London, we went to the Tower of London to see the Field of Poppies display that they had. Apparently, Will and Kate were there the day before us. And I mean, it would have been neat to see them just because they're a celebrity, but yeah. Oh, speaking of celebrities, I just finished Dave Grohl's book. So Dave Grohl, for any of you who don't know, he was the drummer for Nirvana. I'm sure you know who Nirvana was. You know, they invented grunge, alternative grunge music. This was my time. I was in high school when this all happened. So this is my generation, and I embraced grunge. I love the torn jeans, the flannel shirts, loved all of it. Doc Martens. Yeah, so I feel like this needs a little something else. What do you think? So yeah, I read his book and it was great. I'm really liking, normally I read fiction. Like most of my books, the vast majority I read are fiction. But I read the Beastie Boys book and I wasn't sure I could get through it because it is a big book. When we had gone to Boston just before, like a while before COVID, my last vacation, I had thought about buying that book to take with me. So, you know, when I want to sit and read or whatever, but then I went and found it and it's like that thick and it was hardcover and I'm like, oh, okay, no. So I was like, okay, am I going to be able to get through this book? It's ginormous and it's, you know, it's a biography. I loved it. It was awesome. The stories were great. It helped that they were all New York stories too, but yeah. So yeah, same thing with Dave Grohl's book, but it's called Storyteller. And he is a great storyteller. And I thought maybe it would be like very Nirvana centric. all about Nirvana and Kurt Cobain's suicide, things like that. But there was actually very little about Nirvana. I didn't realize that the band was only together for 3 years. They became such a huge global sensation in just 3 years. So yeah, anyway, so it was more about Dave Grohl's life, about how he made sure to be a family man too. Like, he didn't want to miss all these things with his family while he was on the road. Like, he has, you know, I think 3 daughters now. So, I mean, you know, they sometimes travel with him and things like that, like his wife and kids or whatever. And so he told a story near the end of the book about how they were touring and they're in New Zealand, and then his wife called him and she's like, don't forget about the daddy-daughter dance at the kids' school. And he's like, oh my God. So what they did, they had to rearrange the whole tour date. They bumped a date. He flew the like 21 hours, I think, from New Zealand to Los Angeles to go to the daddy-daughter dance. Then he got like right back on a plane and did another 21 hours. With food poisoning. He got food poisoning at the daddy-daughter dance. Then they get to New Zealand and he gets right on stage. So this guy, I don't know, yeah, if you've heard of Dave Grohl, like, he is a workhorse, but he's like one of the nicest people ever. And he was telling stories, like, just casual about, you know, Paul McCartney and all of his different friends. What?
I like that book.
You like that book? Okay. Rob got the back end of the book there, the last end of it, yeah. And it was a good book.
And then I showed you the Hot Ones.
Oh, and then yes, he showed me the Hot Ones episode with Dave Grohl. Rob really loves Hot Ones because he's a hot sauce collector. So I like watching it. You know, watch people be in pain or whatever. Hot Ones it's a good show. It's so unique. It's very neat watching people. So yeah, we watched the Dave Grohl one. That was good. Oh, wait. That kind of goes with her, doesn't it? Is this like what is this? It feels like a sticker. It is a sticker. I usually try to keep my stickers very separate from my ephemera, so I don't know how. I found a few lately that have gotten in. Like, I think I thought that was a die cut. I don't know why I have to keep them separate, because, I mean, really, they're like the same thing, but it's just one is sticky and one you got to put your own sticky. Color smitten. Oh, there's one thing with the house, back to the house here. There was like this big, like rectangular, like caved in pit in the front yard. And the home inspector's like, guys, I got no idea what this could be. So we got our realtor to ask the seller realtor what it was, because like, I was like, oh my God, like, what if I'm, you know, going to plant a flower bed and I find the, you know, deceased family dog or something? Because it was the right size for, you know, a large dog grave. So she asked, and apparently what it is their, when they had their food truck, they had their gray water or whatever, their wastewater, exit the food truck and go into like a big like bladder type thing, rubber bladder that was buried there. So they had dug it up. So then, like, yeah, the ground apparently kind of like just caved in a bit there. So we just have to fill it in. But yeah, I was like, oh, thank you for checking, because yeah. And I told her what I was worried about. I was like, yeah, don't want to find the family dog. She laughed. I'm like, that would probably turn me off gardening. So they do have some flower beds and things. We kind of looked at Google Maps too. There's quite a few bushes. I think they have quite a few wild roses, which is because wild roses, I'm not allergic to anything apparently. Like, I've had allergy tests, and I mean, I was so not allergic to anything environmental. Like, they had to do like the control thing a few times. That's how unallergic I am to things. But wild roses do make me sneeze. So we'll have to see how that works out. If they still make me sneeze or whatever. Man, I've been doing this for an hour and I got 1 page done. I mean, I guess I showed you all the other stuff too, but yeah. Anyway, so that's that's that. So we're just waiting on the water test, and then yeah, we should be good. All right, so I think I'm gonna go, and I got some other things to do today too. And yeah, I will be posting eventually videos of of the magical journal. I've got the cover pieces done. So I will post the cover video of me making the cover. I've got the 2 front and back, but I've got to do the spine. What I wanted to do was pick out the pages for the signatures first, so I know how thick I want to make it. So I got that all done. I'm going to figure out like a closure and things like that. Yeah, so those videos might be like weeks away maybe, because I know my little corner thingies I think are packed away. I gotta put little corner thingies on them, and I think I did pack those away. Why would I do that now? The little, what are they called? The little corner protectors, the little metal, yeah, corner things. So I'm gonna put some of those on them and blah blah blah. And I gotta figure out closure and all that. So those will be coming eventually, and yeah, I'm working away on the pages, taking videos of some, not videos of others kind of thing, just as I go, and then doing some kind of mask making for some of them. Like I said, those are going to be journaling card backgrounds and tag backgrounds. Yeah, so eventually these videos will pop up, but in the meantime I'm going to try to get some videos in between. All right, so yeah, thanks for watching. At the very least, I will see you this week for Thrifty Thursday, since I do have a bunch of stuff stockpiled for it. And yeah, great. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a good day, a good rest of your week. Take care. Bye.